Pennoyer v. Neff, 1877. Supreme Court of the United States. Court. This case was decided by the Supreme Court of the United States in 1877. Issue. The issue of this case concerns whether or not a state court can exercise personal jurisdiction over a non-resident that has not been personally served within the state and is unattached to state property prior to litigation. Facts. These are the facts of this case. Neff staked a claim for land in the state of Oregon with the help of Senator John Mitchell. Mitchell never received payment from Neff for his legal services. Consequently, he sued Neff in Oregon State Court for payment. However, Neff was not officially served or notified. Instead, the case was announced in a newspaper public notice. Neff did not appear to defend himself, so Mitchell won the case, obtained the property, and assigned it to Pennoyer. After 9 years, Neff arrived in Oregon to claim his land, but found that it now belonged to Pennoyer. As the plaintiff, Neff sued defendant Pennoyer in federal circuit court, claiming that the land seizure was invalid. The federal circuit court ruled in favor of the plaintiff, but the defendant appealed to the Supreme Court of the United States in an attempt to retain ownership of the land that he had improved for the past 9 years. Holding. The Supreme Court of the United States agreed with the Federal Circuit Court's ruling, which stated that the initial land seizure from Mitchell was invalid because plaintiff Neff was outside of the state and did not own state land prior to the case. This meant that Neff was outside of the Oregon State Court's jurisdiction. Consequently, this judgment resulted in an explicit standard for state jurisdiction in legal matters, which requires a party that is from out of state to be personally served with process in said state. Rule to remember: a state court only has jurisdiction over out-of-state citizens if they are personally served process within the state, even in cases where the citizen is in the process of obtaining land within said state. They are not considered a resident of said state if they did not own land in the state before the case.